Course, it's the KTRS third annual golf tournament, and if you'd like to participate, it's very simple. Foursome is $500. It includes lunch, golf at Normandy, which is a great old school type course. Golf is followed by post-golf cocktails, which is always fun, and food. So if you want to play a little hooky on Friday, June 22nd at Normandy Golf Course, raise some money for some great causes, go to KTRS.com and download the entry form. One of the two we'll be raising money for is the Focus Marines Foundation, and that serves wounded warriors. Norm Harriman is Vice President of Development for Focus Marines. Norm, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What is Focus Marines?
Focus Marines was founded in 2010 by a group of 7 Marines in the area that had come back out of the service, had realized a certain level of success, and wanted to give back to the community. They, for all the things we read about and have read about over the years, veterans are arriving back home now with a level of post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, survivor's guilt, and the VA can only do so much. And they established a program which addresses those issues and helps them make the transition from combat to the civilian world.
Is it just Marines?
It's not just Marines. It was founded initially to benefit Marines and Navy corpsmen, but we've had every branch, and we'll continue to do that. Bottom line is, if a veteran's hurting, no matter what branch of the service, we'll get them in.
This was founded here in St. Louis?
Founded in St. Louis, and that's a unique problem for us from a standpoint of logistics. We're local in St. Louis, but we bring veterans in from all across the United States. So getting that word out is important, and thanks to KTRS and people like you that allows us to do that, and we're certainly appreciative.
Why are people still coming home with some of these injuries? The war ended a long time ago.
It did, but I think it's the result of multiple deployments. There's also a reserve component that makes a difference. Some of these veterans come back, and if they belong to a reserve unit, they might be 250 miles from the nearest base or a VA. So they return and become isolated. Right. And the more they become isolated, the more they push their family away, their kids, whatever it might be. And for a lot of them that come through our program, it's they know it's kind of like the last bite of the apple farm.
I also think that it's not somebody who's just off the front lines, right? They could have been home for 3, 4, 5, 6 years and have been dealing with this for a while.
Absolutely. And if it's not treated, then it just manifests itself. And when you think about it, for some, if they're wounded on the battlefield and they wake up in a hospital in Germany, they're transferred back to the United States where they're involved in their recovery. For many of them, they've never said goodbye to their unit. Mm-hmm. So now they're home, and they don't want to burden their family. They don't want to burden their kids. And again, the more that they don't have the ability to seek treatment or get help, the more it's the downward spiral.
You're a Vietnam veteran.
We're all Vietnam veterans that founded the Focus Marines Foundation, or Vietnam Air Veterans. And it's just unique now because of the multiple deployments. And, when we talk, back when we were in, it was like, I can't imagine getting in an up-armored vehicle every day and going down a highway waiting to get an IED explosion, and that's a level of post-traumatic stress that we don't get.
So it's times 100 from when the Vietnam soldiers came back, but also, and this is going to sound morbid, but they died in Vietnam. But many of them are now living with these injuries.
They do. They come back, and the wounds that they suffer would probably be fatal during Vietnam or campaigns before that. So that absolutely.
Yeah, and the bombs were made to just sort of maim, and so they might have lost a leg, lost a limb. And with the advances in medical technologies in the field, they're able to keep them alive, and then they come home, and then we have to deal with them on that end.
Absolutely, and it's we call it the invisible wounds of war. Also, they might not be have lost a limb, but with the traumatic brain injury and the survivor's guilt that they carry and those types of things, it's a wound.
And you know what? These people went into war to protect others, and so them wanting to they put their own needs on the back burner. So when they come home, why would we not think that they still put their needs on the back burner, but they need to be addressed?
Absolutely. And, for a lot of them, the dichotomy of being overseas deployed, there they knew what they were willing to die for, but they come back home and sometimes they don't know what they're willing to live for.
Right. Really, very sad. All right, so that's why we're raising awareness. Focus Marines Foundation. This is one of the 2 charities that will be helping with the golf tournament. If people want to help, if people want to get involved, if they know of a veteran who could seek your help, where do they go? What do they do?
We have a website. It's focusmarines.org. They can go on the website, and if it's a veteran, they can apply for application to come through it's a 7-day program, Saturday to Saturday. We do it 4 times a year. A self-help number, a hotline. But if a veteran's in crisis today, immediately, the Veterans Hotline is 1-800-273-8255, and they can call that immediately. Otherwise, they can call 314-243-4140, and we'll get back to them right away.
And everything's online at focusmarines.org.
Everything's online at that website, yes.
Focusmarines.org. You're always looking for donations. Money always helpful, but volunteers too, as well as anything else.
Absolutely. We receive no government funds. It comes from the donor community and corporations, and certainly appreciate you allowing us to get that word out.
Well, one of the reasons why we like you is that you guys don't get a lot of attention, right? You guys are on the front lines. There's not a lot of pumping of the chest. You guys just go about doing what you do, and you let chips fall where they may. You guys are on the front lines.
Well, it takes about a little over 100 volunteers to make one of our sessions happen, and they're in the background. You might not see them, but that's one of the amazing things about the organization is the people that are willing to lend a hand and help out with these warriors.
Norm Harriman, you're always welcome here. Thanks for coming in.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks so much.
The website for Focus Marines Foundation serving wounded warriors, focusmarines.org, focusmarines.org. And as I said, one of the 2 sponsors, or one of the 2 charities we're helping raise awareness and money for the June 22nd Normandy Golf Course. If you'd like to participate in the golf, have a lot of fun, raise some money for a great charity, ktrs.com, and download the entry form or call the station to find out.